Hi, once again. This is your brother teacher, Reginald. I have a question. It's for the ladies and it's for the men. Should women shave their vaginal hair completely off? Should they have a smooth vajayjay outwardly? Now, someone might say, well, brother teacher, why are you asking this question? Why do I ask any question? Because someone mentioned it to me, someone asked this question of me, and I want to know what the opinion or the viewpoint of my listeners and watchers may be. So, myself, I believe, I think that a woman should leave her vaginal or pubic hair alone in terms of cutting it completely off. Now, someone might say, well, who in the world are you to tell a woman what she should do with her body? I'm no one telling any woman what she should do with her body. But I am going to give you some basics. One of those basics is this: I do understand hygiene, and we all should adhere to that natural rule of keeping our bodies clean. I believe that under some circumstances, you may have to trim your hair to avoid it from tangling and so forth, just depending on who you are. That's men and women. But speaking specifically to women and them having vaginal hair, you can do what you want to do with your body. I'm not a dictator. I can't control you. You do what you want to do with your own body. But I will say this, as it relates to me and my preference for my wife, my woman, is that she leaves her hair alone. Leave your vaginal hair as it is, as God intended it to be. If it were not for uh, God giving you hair, you'd have none. Did I say that right? So, again, let me reword it. If it was not intended for us to have hair on our heads, for men, mustaches and beards or goatees, we wouldn't have it if it was not intended for us to have. We wouldn't have hair under our arms, in our genitalia area, on our backs, our legs, our arms. We wouldn't have hair if it was not intended for us to have hair. And the hair does serve a purpose. I'm not going to go into the detail of all of the reasons we have hair. Why do you have eyebrows and eyelashes? That's hair. Why do you have hair in your nose and in your ears? That's hair. Did you not know that you have hair in your nose to keep harmful things from going into your lungs when you inhale? It's called cilia. And did you not know that you have hair in your ears for the same reason, to keep things from coming inside your ear and also to build up the wax? And you're supposed to have a certain amount of wax in your ear to protect the inner parts of your ear, not your hearing but your brain and your ears, your eustachian tube and your hammer and all of these other things, these parts of your eardrums. Okay, we have hair for a reason. Now, getting back to a woman having vaginal hair, I don't like to see my woman, not that it's ever happened, but I would not like to see my wife or my woman shaving her vaginal hair completely off, where she looks like she's a small child, an adolescent, or in before puberty. I don't want to see that. Why? Is she trying to make a point, prove something? You are okay the way you are. Now, again, in terms of maintenance, nothing wrong with it. I shave my hair when it's necessary, or pull it out if it gets knotty, around my pubic area as a man. There's nothing shameful about that. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. It's your body. We are human beings. Now, a lot of times when we live in a society in a closed environment, in a city type environment, we're not living in a rural area on a farm, we have a tendency to adopt all of these traditions and habits and customs of men according to no knowledge at all. One of the greatest mistakes that we have ever made as human beings is to forget our nature. We've left nature and moved inside of cities, and we've adopted new behaviors and new attitudes about how we govern ourselves in the world. And if you were to take us back out, many of us, the majority of us, take us out of a city environment and put us on a farm or in the forest or in the woods somewhere in the wilderness, we wouldn't know how to survive because we're so accustomed to being served. Oh, I need something to drink. I go to the grocery store or to the market. I need something to eat. I'm going to run to the grocery store. I need some clothing. I'm going to run to the shopping center or Walmart or some other store, clothing store. I need some shoes. We're going to run to the shoe store. We're so dependent and not as independent as we should and need to be. So you really need to think on this as well. We have to learn how to be our own person and stop dancing to the rhythm and the tune of some other people and their idiocracies, things that they create in their own minds. For example, there are some people who can't shake another individual's hand because they're afraid of germs. Germaphobes, some might call them. That's so ridiculous. We're living in a vast sea of germs and bacteria and fungus all of the time. It's in the air. You can't get rid of it. That's why you have to take a bath and or a shower on a regular basis, because we're exposed to the elements and the things that are in nature that land on us and touch us all of the time. But you don't have to be anal about it, and you don't have to be so precautious that you can't socialize with someone or pat someone on the back or hug someone and kiss someone because you're afraid of germs and something transferring from them to you and so forth, unless you know they have something beforehand. Let's stop being so ridiculous and let's not leave nature, because we still are nature. I'm wearing a shirt right now. I wasn't born with a shirt on. I wasn't born with pants on and underwear on. So sometimes when I'm at home and the family's not around or they're gone, I lock my door in my bedroom and I might lay in my bed with no clothing on. You know why? We all came into the world that way. It is more comfortable. Now, getting back to the vagina hair again, for me, in my preference as a man for my wife and or woman, is that I would rather her keep her hair. She can perform maintenance and trim it if she wants, but don't cut it completely off. What's your take? Ladies, do you prefer to have all of your hair on your vagina? I personally think it's sexy because it's nature, it's natural. I'm more attracted to a hairy vagina as opposed to one that's baby butt smooth. That's just me. So, what is your take, ladies? And for that matter, you guys, weigh in and let me know what you think. This is Brother Teacher. If you have any questions or comments or any suggestions for something that you would like me to talk about again, you know what to do. Comment section below. Yahweh loves you, and I love you. Have a blessed day or evening, wherever you might be. So long.